The first time Liam crawled into my bed, it was because of a thunderstorm. He stood in my doorway wearing only boxers, his silhouette backlit by the hallway light. "Dude, that lightning hit close. You mind if I crash in here just for a bit?" I shrugged, pretending not to care. "Yeah, sure. Whatever helps you sleep." He slipped under the blanket without hesitation, his bare leg brushing mine like it wasn't a big deal. "Thanks, man," he mumbled, turning his back to me and pulling the blanket tight to his shoulders. That was 7 months ago. Since then, he's found a reason to sleep in my bed almost every night. And I haven't told my boyfriend, Jake, a single thing about it. Liam and I have been best friends since freshman year. He's the kind of guy everyone instantly likes. Tall, soft-spoken, careless in a charming way. Women orbit around him without trying. He claims he's straight, always has, though he's never quite settled down with anyone. Too complicated, he'd say, waving off texts from girls he once called gorgeous. But then he'd end up on the couch with his head on my lap, asking me if he should cut his hair or grow it out. I knew better than to overthink it. That was the deal with Liam. He touched, teased, cuddled, but always under the safety net of friendship. No labels, no questions. But lately it's been different. Or maybe I've changed. Every night when he slips into my room, his body heat inches closer. His hand brushes mine between the sheets. He rests his cheek against my shoulder and sighs like he belongs there. And every night I let it happen, my chest tightening, my thoughts spinning. Jake thinks Liam sleeps in the other room. That he's just my straight roommate who occasionally joins us for dinner. I've been with Jake for 5 months. He's the kind of boyfriend who listens, plans ahead, kisses my forehead, and texts me goodnight. But he's never wrapped himself around me at midnight, whispered nonsense while half asleep, or said things like, "You smell nice, you know?" It's weirdly calming. Liam said that 2 nights ago, with his lips barely brushing my collarbone. I lay frozen, unsure whether to laugh or pull away. Instead, I said nothing and let him stay. Tonight, it's past midnight. I'm lying in bed scrolling through texts from Jake, who just asked when he could stay over again. Jake. Miss you. Sleep well tonight, Redheart. I type a reply, but before I can hit send, I hear the creak of the hallway floorboards. Then my door opens. Liam. He's wearing a loose t-shirt and those thin gray boxers he always wears to bed. His hair is still damp from the shower, curls falling across his forehead. He doesn't ask this time, just slips into my bed like it's his. "Cold," he mutters, pulling the blanket up over his shoulder. His hand lands casually on my stomach. I stiffen, but he doesn't notice, or pretends not to. "You really okay with this?" I ask, my voice low. He blinks sleepily. "With what?" "This. You being here every night." He pauses. "You want me to leave?" "No," I say too quickly. "Just wondering if it ever feels weird to you." His eyes find mine in the dim light. "You're my best friend. It feels safe." He says it like that's the most natural explanation in the world. And maybe it is, for him. But my heart's racing, and I'm biting the inside of my cheek to keep from doing something stupid, like turning toward him and kissing the space just beneath his jaw. That soft hollow I keep noticing every time he exhales against me. He shifts closer, arms slipping around my waist. "You overthink too much," he says quietly. "Maybe," I whisper. His thumb lightly brushes the hem of my shirt, not deliberately, not provocatively. But it's enough to set my skin on fire. Then he sighs, tucks his head into the crook of my neck, and within minutes, he's breathing slow and deep, completely asleep. I stay awake, staring at the ceiling, counting the seconds between heartbeats and wondering how I'm supposed to keep pretending this is nothing. Jake's name lights up my phone, bright against the dark of my room. "Jake. Can I stay over tomorrow? I miss your face." I glance down at Liam, who's sprawled beside me under the covers, one arm slung possessively across my stomach. His face is relaxed, lips slightly parted, chest rising and falling against mine. He looks like someone who belongs here. And maybe that's the problem. My thumbs hover over the keyboard. I should say yes. I should tell him I want that I miss him too. But all I do is swipe the message away and lock the screen. Liam murmurs in his sleep. His fingers tighten around my shirt like a reflex. Sometimes I wonder if he even realizes what he's doing. If his body is honest in ways his mouth refuses to be. We've never talked about the night he kissed me. It was last semester. We were drunk, watching some dumb horror movie, when he leaned in and pressed his lips to mine. No warning. Just heat, soft lips, the taste of beer and confusion. It lasted 3 seconds. Then he laughed and said, "Dude, chill. Just messing." Except he never did it again, and he never said sorry. He just kept sneaking into my bed like nothing had happened. Jake would never do this. He would never treat me like a comfort toy or a secret. When we're together, he holds my hand in public. He tells people I'm his boyfriend. His eyes don't dart away when we kiss at crosswalks. But when Liam's close like this, skin warm against mine, breathing slow and open, the world outside fades. And Jake becomes someone I text, not someone I hold. The next morning, Liam's still in my bed when my alarm goes off. He grumbles, burying his face against my neck, his voice thick with sleep. "Turn it off. It's too early for reality." I laugh, gently pushing his arm off. "We're late for class." Again. He rolls onto his back, stretching, the blanket slipping down to reveal the lean line of his stomach. "You should skip with me today." "You say that every morning," I reply, sitting up, avoiding his gaze. He shrugs. "Doesn't mean it's a bad idea." I try to act normal, like last night didn't blur lines I promised myself I'd keep straight. But every moment with him is a tug-of-war between what I want and what I know is wrong. Later that evening, Jake shows up outside my building. He brings takeout and a bottle of wine, the good kind he knows I like. I feel the guilt settle in before he even hugs me. "I wanted to surprise you," he says, smiling. "You've been so quiet lately." I make excuses. School's been heavy. Work's a mess. I don't tell him that Liam spent the morning walking around shirtless, teasing me about my serious boyfriend vibes. Jake and I sit on the couch. He talks about a potential weekend trip, maybe the lake house his friend offered. He wants me to meet his sister. He's planning, building, making something real. And all I can think about is whether Liam will climb into my bed again tonight. Jake kisses me softly like he always does. But my mouth doesn't move the way it should. I'm distracted. The kiss feels polite. He pulls back slightly. "You okay?" "Yeah, I lie. Just tired." His hand finds mine. "You know you can talk to me, right? About anything." My stomach knots. I want to say there is something, but the words choke me. When Jake leaves a few hours later, I tell him I'll text him before bed. I don't. At midnight, my door creaks open again. Liam steps inside, quiet as always. He doesn't say anything. Just looks at me with that unreadable expression before slipping under the covers. This time, there's no space between us. His body fits against mine like it's always belonged there. "I saw Jake's car earlier," he says softly. I tense. "Yeah. He dropped by." Liam doesn't move. "You tell him about us?" "There is no us," I reply, maybe too sharply. His voice is low, careful. "You sure about that?" Silence. Heavy. Charged. Then he whispers, "If he asked you to choose, would you?" I don't answer. I just close my eyes and let him wrap his arm around me again. The rules were unspoken, but understood. No touching below the waist. No kissing. No talking about it in the morning. But tonight, everything feels different. Liam's already in my bed when I return from the kitchen, his body sprawled across the middle like it's his. The room smells faintly of rain and whiskey. He poured us both a glass after dinner, then claimed mine when I barely touched it. He's flushed, eyes brighter than usual. "You okay?" I ask, setting my phone on the nightstand. He shrugs from under the blanket. "Yeah. Just tired. Drained." I hesitate before climbing in next to him. The sheets are warm. Too warm. He shifts closer immediately, like muscle memory. Long day? I ask, trying to sound casual. Not really. Just thinking too much. About. He doesn't answer. Instead, his hand brushes against my arm, then lingers. His fingers tap a rhythm on my skin, slow, deliberate. I had a dream last night, he says. We were in this lake cabin. You were cooking shirtless. I kept staring at your back. I blink. Weird dream for a straight guy. He huffs a laugh. Yeah. That's what I thought. Silence settles over us, thick and humming. Then he says, Do you think I'm lying? About being straight? He nods slowly, his fingers now tracing faint lines along my forearm. Or maybe. I just don't know what the hell I am. I turn to face him. His eyes find mine, open, vulnerable in a way that scares me more than any physical touch ever could. Maybe you don't have to define it, I say. But whatever this is, it's not nothing. He doesn't respond. Instead, he leans in, not fast, not sudden, but with the kind of slow, inevitable pull that feels like gravity. And then he kisses me. Soft at first, cautious. Like he's asking a question. When I don't pull away, he deepens it. His hand cups the back of my neck, his thumb grazing the edge of my jaw. His lips taste faintly of whiskey and something sweeter I can't name. I lose myself in it, the warmth of his body, the way he sighs into my mouth, like he's been holding it in for too long. My hand moves to his chest, then down, feeling his heartbeat race beneath my fingertip. When we finally break apart, breathless, neither of us speaks. Then his hand moves. Lower. Slowly. Liam, my voice is a warning. A plea. But he doesn't stop. His hand finds my waist, lingers there, tentative. Tell me to stop, he whispers. I don't. Instead, I close my eyes and let it happen. It's not rushed. It's not rough. It's cautious, reverent, like he's learning me for the first time. Every touch is careful, as if afraid I'll vanish if he presses too hard. And maybe I will. Later, we lie tangled together under the sheets, bare skin against bare skin, the room pulsing with the afterglow of something we both pretended we'd never do. Liam is quiet, fingers tracing lazy circles on my hip. Was that okay? I want to laugh and cry all at once. You seriously asking that now? He chuckles into my shoulder. I just didn't plan it. No one ever does. Silence. Then he says it, soft and raw. I liked it. More than I should. And I don't know what to say, because so did I, and I know it means something is broken now. Something we can't tape back together with silence and sleep. Suddenly, my phone vibrates on the nightstand. I flinch. A string of text. Jake. I'm downstairs. Brought your favorite coffee. Can I come up? My blood goes cold. Liam reads the screen too. He tenses, sits up quickly, blanket slipping from his waist. Shit. I stumble out of bed, heart thudding. You need to hide. Bathroom, now. He grabs his shirt and jogs quietly into the bathroom, shutting the door behind him. There's a knock on the front door. I wipe my face, throw on a hoodie, and try to slow my breathing. My skin is still warm with Liam's touch. My lips still tingling from his kiss. I open the door to find Jake, smiling, holding 2 cups of coffee and a paper bag. I figured you'd still be in bed, he grins. Didn't expect to surprise you for real. I force a laugh. Yeah. Surprise. He steps inside, glancing around the apartment. His gaze lingers on the closed bathroom door. Then back to me. You okay? He asks. You look flushed. I reach for the coffee and try to steady my voice. Just got out of bed. He smiles again, but it doesn't reach his eyes. Jake sets the coffee cups down on the table like nothing's wrong, but I can feel the tension humming between us, sharp, silent, and far too aware. I figured you'd still be asleep, he says lightly, but his eyes flick to the bedroom door. Then to the bathroom. Then back to me. I force a smile. Was about to get up. You really didn't have to bring anything. I wanted to. You've been hard to reach. I swallow hard, nodding. My skin is still warm from what Liam and I did just minutes ago. The sheets behind me are tangled with guilt. The air still smells faintly of his cologne. From the hallway, the bathroom door stays shut. Quiet. Too quiet. Jake sits on the couch and pats the space beside him. Come on, at least take one sip. I brought the caramel one you like. I sit, careful to angle myself toward him, body blocking the hallway. The smell of coffee makes me nauseous. He leans forward, elbows on his knees. You okay? You've been different lately. Distant. I know this is my chance. I could tell him the truth. I could rip it open now, the deception, the nights, the touches, the kiss. But the words don't come. All I manage is, I've just been tired. Jake sighs and looks at me, really looks. Is there someone else? The question doesn't slam into me. It lands like it's been hovering in the air, waiting to be spoken aloud. I open my mouth. Close it. Jake's voice is gentler now. It's not just about the sleep. Or the text. It's you're here, but your heart's not. I glance toward the hallway. Liam's shadow moves briefly beneath the bathroom door, just enough to remind me that this is real, and I've trapped everyone in a lie. I never meant to hurt you, I say, barely above a whisper. Jake nods slowly. Then be honest. Silence. I can't say his name. I can't bring myself to speak it. Instead, I say, there's been something going on. It's not fair to you. Jake stands, nodding once. Thanks for confirming what I already knew. He doesn't yell, doesn't cry, just picks up the untouched coffee and heads for the door. Before leaving, he turns back. I hope he's worth it. The door clicks shut. I don't move for a long time. Eventually, Liam steps out of the bathroom. His hair's messy, his shirt on backward, eyes heavy with shame. Did he know? I nod. He asked. I didn't lie. Liam exhales and sits beside me on the edge of the couch. Do you hate me now? No, I say. I'm just tired of pretending. He looks down at his hands. I didn't mean for it to get this far. That makes two of us. We sit in silence. There's no music, no hum of the TV, just the aftermath. The tension has broken, but what's left behind is heavier than I expected. Then Liam speaks, his voice softer than I've ever heard it. Last night, it wasn't just sex. At least not for me. My throat tightens. I know. He turns toward me, eyes searching. So where does that leave us? I don't answer right away. Instead, I study his face, every flicker of doubt, of want, of regret. I think of Jake. Of all the mornings I told myself this would stop. Of all the nights I didn't. I don't know where this ends, Liam, I admit. But I know where it keeps starting. Right here, every night in my bed with you. He reaches for my hand. Then don't fight it. His touch is warm. Familiar. Dangerous. Later, when the sun begins to rise, we lie in my bed again. His leg tangled over mine. His breathing steady, hand resting just above my chest. We should stop, I whisper into the dark. Probably, he replies, nuzzling into my shoulder. But we won't. And I know he's right. Because even if Jake was the safer choice, even if everything about this is wrong, there's a twisted kind of comfort in Liam's arms. A craving that won't burn out no matter how much it scorches me. Every night we swear it's the last time. And every night we fall back into it again, into skin, silence, and something that might almost be love.